Hello everyone, it's Kim and welcome back to my channel. Today we will be playing round 24 of the TBR Cafe, the TBR game I play each month to decide what I'll be reading. So let's go ahead and just jump right into it with roll number 1. Alright, roll number 1 of 5. We have a 4, 1, 2, 3, and 4 for a mood read. Roll number 1 is Mood Read, and for that, I've already picked my book. I am going for Lover Avenged by J.R. Ward. As you know, or if you've watched in previous videos or on my lives, I am currently rereading the series to catch up in order to read the latest release, Lassiter. I got a little behind, but I'm slowly catching up, so Lover Avenged is the one I am currently on, which I think is book 7? I think this is book 7, so it's a reread for me, so it'll go pretty quick. I'll probably listen to the audiobook, but this is my pick for mood read. Roll number 2 is another 4. 1, 2, 3, and 4 for a cup of tea, which is our historical fiction. So let's see what our prompt is. In Paris. Perfect. I have a whole stack of these. Roll number 2 gave us an historical fiction, and the prompt was in Paris. So for this one, I decided to go with The Room on Rue Amélie by Kristen Harmel. This takes place in World War II. I believe we follow 3 different people, but other than that, I really don't know too much about it. So I look forward to reading this one. It's been, I think, a while since I've read any war plotline for historical fiction, so I look forward to see what this one's all about, and I think it's kind of fitting that I got this prompt. Roll number 3 is a 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 for a coffee break. We haven't had one of those in a little bit, so let's see what we're gonna get. +1 roll, no coffee. That's fine. We'll just have 6 rolls this time around. Roll number 3 gave us a coffee break, and of course, no coffee. It's fine. No coffee for me today, but we did get a +1 roll, which I'm not too mad about because since these are now not extra, they're just cards, it kind of leaves me with the same amount of prompts. Roll number 4. Ooh. That is a, oh my gosh, where's the die? That's a 3. So we have 1, 2, 3 for a cup of coffee. So we have horror, mystery, and thriller, and our prompt will be dark academia. Roll number 4 gave us horror, mystery, or thriller, and the prompt was dark academia. So for this one, I feel really weird reading. I feel like the vibe for my TBR is very autumn already, so we're just gonna, of course, throw some dark academia in with The Secret History by Donna Tartt. I have heard great things about this book in the dark academia sphere. People seem to enjoy it. I also just found out that part of the Riverdale plotline kind of follows this. I didn't realize that because I had never read it before, so I'm actually really intrigued now to see the comparison between those two. So that's really interesting as well. And yeah, so finally going to be reading this. This was a really cool find, actually. I got it for $1 at a garage sale. So it has a little water damage, but it's all good. So I look forward to reading this one. Roll number 6 is an 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 for a book, which is our contemporary and romance. Our final prompt is an illustrated cover. Roll number 4 gave us a romance or contemporary, and the prompt is illustrated cover. So for that one, I am putting this back on the TBR for this month, and that is Writers and Lovers by Lily King. I did not get to this one as much as I wanted to, so I think I might use this as like my by the pool kind of read for June. So I'm really looking forward, really excited about this one. It sounds amazing. Roll number 5 is a 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 for another cup of tea, which is another historical fiction, looking like a historical fiction month. And our prompt is a political or social change in the plot. And finally, roll number 6 for another historical fiction prompt. We have a political or social change in the plot. So for this, while it is historical fiction, there's a little bit of like a magical realism fantasy element, and I'm going with The Once and the Future Witches by Alex E. Harrow. So this one has a lot to do with women's suffrage and the right to vote, and yeah, so, but there's also witches. So it's a little political social change, but a little magical fantasy as well. So I'm really looking forward to this. I enjoyed the 10,000 Doors of January so much, so I'm looking forward to reading another book by this author. So Once and Future Witches is my final book for this round of the TBR Cafe. The next book I want to talk about is my personal nonfiction pick for the month, and I will be reading Tough Titties on Living Your Best Life When You're the Effing Worst by Laura Belgray. I received this in ARC. It comes out on the 13th of this month, so I'm looking forward to reading this and diving into the stories. I did not know who Laura Belgray was, and after kind of like reading the back, I'm very interested and excited to hear these stories. It definitely sounds like a very, while giving good lessons, it's going to be kind of very comedic, and I enjoy nonfiction books like that. Plus, the title alone is fantastic. So, Tough Titties is my nonfiction pick for the month. Next up is the TBR Acorn, which is books that all of my patrons on Patreon have picked out and put in here. 1 or 2 recommendations. So let's pick one of these and see what I'm going to be reading. What they want me to read. I don't even remember, honestly, what's in here. Alright, we're going with this one. I don't remember what's in here. Ooh, okay, so this is a rec from Lynn. Lynn, I'm going to be reading your recommendation of Rebecca by Daphne du Maurier. Let's go. I'm so excited. I have tried to read this book at one point, and I got like 3 pages in and I wasn't vibing with it at that particular moment, but I'm excited to give it another go. So thank you for this recommendation, and yeah, I'm reading Rebecca. And finally, I just want to quickly talk about my 2 book clubs over on Patreon again. If you have never been here before, we have 2 book clubs. The first is a nonfiction book club called the Reality Book Club, and for that, our pick for this month and next month is going to be Unsinkable, a memoir by Debbie Reynolds and Dorgan Hanaway. So Debbie Reynolds' memoir, we're very excited to read this one. If you're a Debbie Reynolds fan, if you're a Carrie Fisher fan, this is her mother, and we're very excited over in the book club to read this one. And then the other one is a fantasy book club, and we are currently in our 2nd month of we have 2 months per book, so we are still currently on Legends and Lattes by Travis Baldree. I have already finished this and loved it, but if you want to join in on the conversations and you haven't read this already, or Unsinkable by Debbie Reynolds. The link to my Patreon is down below if you want to check out the tiers and see if you want to join us. We also have our first live show next week on the 7th for our first nonfiction book, which was Big Magic by Elizabeth Gilbert. So I'm looking forward to getting to discuss it with all of my book club members. All right, our final stack of books for the month. I'm sure that I will have some other mood reads thrown into here, but to recap, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 books this month. We have The Unsinkable by Debbie Reynolds, The Once and Future Witches by Alex E. Harrow, Writers and Lovers by Lily King, The Secret History by Donna Tartt, The Room en Rue Amélie by Kristen Harmel, Tough Titties by Laura Belgray, Rebecca by Daphne du Maurier, and Lover Avenged by J.R. Ward. So a very wide array of genres once again, which is why I really love this revamped form of my TBR game right now. It just gives me everything across all genres. So yeah, I'm actually very pumped about these books this month. So this is it. This is all of them. And after my reading month in May, as I try to put these down, I did really well with the Witchathon, and I think that helped me read quite a bit. I read 9 books last month, which for me is a lot. Like, I surpassed my monthly average of 4 to 5. Like, I pretty much almost doubled it. I mean, I did double it. No, did I double it? Yeah, 4 times 2. Math is hard at 8 o'clock in the morning when I'm filming this. But yes, so I think I can handle these books. I think I'm gonna be good this year, or this month. I think it's gonna work. So I hope you all enjoyed this video. If you want to check out any of these books that I've mentioned, there'll be links below in the comments for you to check them out. And if you want to see more of my face on your feed, don't forget to subscribe, like this video, ring the bell for notifications, and I will see you very soon in the next video. So until then, take care everyone, and happy reading.